Good morning, everyone. This is an overview of our class today. We'll actually be having Zoom sessions. You can access those links in the Essentials Handouts section of our Canvas site and attend with us. Remember, you are expected to attend class in a live session. This is just for those who want an extra review at the end. So in class, we're going to be doing two things today. For our academic notes, I'm going to introduce you to another writing mentor. Her name is Zora Neale Hurston. And then the second part of class, we will be learning how to find articles on your topic for your research paper. So in your academic notes, the first thing I want to tell you about this woman, she broke a lot of barriers with her writing. Many of her African-American colleagues who wrote during the early part of the 1900s used their writing skills to talk about social issues. She didn't do that. She wanted to just tell stories and capture the authenticity of the people that meant a lot to her through storytelling. So in your for your academic notes, you are going to watch a video. The link is here on this screen. And then in your academic note handout, use about half of the space to answer 2 or 3 of the questions that's listed on this page. After you've done that, I'd like you to read an excerpt of her writing. One of her most famous essays from her autobiography is entitled How It Feels to Be Colored Me. As you read this excerpt by clicking on the link, make sure that you think about what she teaches you as a writer and respond to that also in your academic notes. So for today's lesson, we're going to learn how to conduct a literature review, also known as an annotated bibliography. Up to this point, I've asked you to think about social issues and to narrow down your topic for our lesson today. In class, I'm going to tell the students to upload their questions, their topic, their narrow topic, why they've chosen that, and along with the essential question that they want to use to drive their research. Upload that document to turn it in, to know what to put down. Use this handout that's in your packet to help you type up a short paragraph that answers the questions on this screen. Remember, this will be uploaded into Turnitin as an assignment. So today in class, we're learning about annotated bibliographies, which is just a summary of the research that you're going to do for your upcoming research paper. This summary of your research will actually be a document, and in your packet of resources, you've got several resources to use. This first one is the rubric for your annotated bibliography, and as you look over it, you'll notice that there are 8 resources that you have to find. Each source will be worth up to 10 points, depending on how you write the annotated bibliography, and then finally how you compile it all together. So the compiling it together is worth 10, so the entire assignment will be worth 90 points. And it goes down as a test score. There are a lot of other resources in your booklet that you can use for your compiling your annotated bibliography. Early on in the booklet, there are several pages. One talks about what is an annotated bibliography, and then I have 3 or 4 samples of individual annotated bibliographies for you to look at. So the first thing I want to let you know is something really important. An annotated bibliography is different than an abstract. So if you are using scholarly journals, oftentimes the article will begin with an abstract. The last thing you want to do is copy their abstract because then your writing will be plagiarized. So an abstract is merely objective and summarizes the content of the article. They're great to read. But as you write your annotated bibliography, you need to use our model from 30 Little Turtles to write the beginning of your descriptive summary of the content of each article that you read. When you write, when you find a source, and notice on this page it shows you the types of sources that you need to find. 6 will come from scholarly databases, 1 from a non-database article, like a really good website. Another one is a non-internet source. And slide 12 will talk to you about what makes good non-database sources. So then for each of the 8 sources you find, you will need to do several things. The first one is correctly cite it. You will be graded extensively on your citation. The spacing, the order, the information you include in your citation. So how do you get a really good score on that? You copy the citations that are attached to the scholarly journals, and then you use our resources in the essential handouts to correctly write your other 2 scholarly or non-scholarly sources. So you have a citation. After that, you're going to write an explanation, 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph will be a summary. It says 4 to 5 sentences summarizing the content and the main points of the article that you read. In this summary, use your 30 Little Turtles as a model, so it will be a third person and objective voice. The next paragraph will be, you can shift into an analysis style where you're going to evaluate in 2 or 3 sentences the credibility of the source itself. If it ends up on a works cited page, or sorry, as a source that you're going to use, normally you would pick one that is written well, and so your analysis would be why the author wrote their article worked for the reader. And then finally, the last one will be a reflection of how you plan to use it. So in the reflection, of course, you can shift to first person and think about your upcoming research paper, how the source will, you potentially see yourself using the source in your paper. So here's an example of one. I used Anne Lamont's Bird by Bird book as a sample annotated bibliography. You'll notice that the first part of the annotated bibliography is the MLA citation. And then the next part in black is a summary of the article, or in this case, the book. The next part in red is the analysis. So think of paper number 2, how you wrote analytical paragraphs in third person. That's what you will do for this part of the annotated bibliography. And finally, how you plan to use your this source in your paper, or how you think you might use this source in your paper. I did that in blue. Notice I wrote that one in 1 sentence. Most how you're going to use it sentences would be more than 1, but not too long. You can actually break this paragraph, long paragraph, into 2 paragraphs. So your summary paragraph is the first sentence, and then your analysis and evaluation will be the second paragraph. So that's one annotated bibliography. You need to do that 8 times for this next major assignment that will be due next Monday or Tuesday. For your 2 non-database sources, this source shows you how credible different types of sources are. And I want to just point out, in a high school class, your teacher would be more than willing to let you use all 4 types of sources in a research paper. For your college research papers, however, the majority of your work should come from Tier 1. And so your 2 non-database sources, I will not accept a Tier 4. They will have to come from Tier 2 or 3. So look over what makes these different types of sources credible. This is an example that if we were in class, that we would discuss whether or not it is a good source and whether it's Tier 1, 2, 3, or 4. And on the surface, it looks like a great source. You can see that this article comes from a book that's been published. the author looks credible, the title looks credible. The only giveaway that makes this more of an opinion type of an essay that would not allow it to be a tier 1 or tier 2 are the types of sources that this woman used to write the essay. I didn't take time to copy all of them, but you'll notice there was only one scholarly source that she used to compile her research, and the rest of it was articles that appeared on MSNBC or Fox News, which are websites with a slant or an angle to them. So it's not the best of source. It would not be considered a tier 1 source. So what are you going to do now? You're going to start researching. Use the Utah Online Library. I've included a couple of links here for you. If you're at home, remember you need to use the username and password in order to access their database. You can also use the Salt Lake Community College Library with your username and password. JSTOR, I will get that up and running with Crystal Hansen, hopefully before the end of the day, so you can use that one as well. So now I'm going to turn the time over to you to let you work. Use your rubric for annotated bibliography. Use a sample in your research packets. Use a sample that I included in this article, in this PowerPoint, and start accessing articles. My suggestion is you find at least one a day. Then this is not a overwhelming or daunting task. Once you find a source and you think you're going to use it, stop and write the summary paragraph, the analysis and evaluation paragraph, so that you have the actual writing done for each article as you go along. And that's all I have. You'll notice here that the annotated bibliography will be uploaded to Turnitin on Tuesday, November 24th. It says it's worth 80, but I'm going to change that right now because it's actually worth 90. So enjoy learning about your topic. Make sure that you send me your topic in the Turnitin assignment so that I can give you some feedback by Wednesday on whether or not your topic is going to work for a problem solution essay. And that's all I have. So have a good day.